here we are again. You know, um, oh man, what the fuck is going on right now? I'll tell you what's going on. The USA is struggling to actually become a good team. The USA is going backwards, taking steps backwards with each game that they are playing as of recently. As you guys all know, this is a video about USA and Mexico, what happened last night. Well, what happened last night is we lost 3-0. I'd say 4-0 because we did miss a penalty towards the end, but we'll get to that in a second. We lost this game atrociously. We were atrocious. We played terribly. We were out skilled, outclassed, out muscled, and outwitted tactically. This team, Mexico, absolutely destroyed the USA. There was no hope whatsoever that I thought USA was actually going to go ahead and improve during the game as the game went on. From the first, 10, 15 minutes, USA seemed pretty good. They were, really trying to make some chances. They had a good shot on goal early on. But then after that, by the 20th minute, it was all Mexico, and there was no sliver of hope that USA was ever going to turn the tables on Mexico and actually be the threatening team and the most dominant team in the night. And it didn't happen at all, did it? Absolutely not. And I think, there's a lot of talk about how USA is this bad or why we can't improve, why our players aren't good enough. And I'll tell you this, I think we have a good core player, a set of players, and we have good core young players coming up through the ranks. Serginho Dest, Josh Sargent, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, all these players coming up through the ranks, really improve themselves, playing in some of the big leagues around the world. So we have this core bundle of players. We have good goalkeeper in Zach Steffen, and Tyler Miller's out there as well. A bunch of good goalkeepers as well. So we're kind of stacked. Well, not stacked. We're kind of good and set for the long run. But what we need right now is better direction. And I think the reason USA is so bad recently is because of Gregg Berhalter. The coach itself, he's just not good tactically. Tactically, he's so outclassed by so many coaches, and he's going to be time and time again. We only have 2 years left for the next World Cup. And by then, by the looks of it right now, it looks like we might not even compete in a World Cup again for the second time in a row. The way we were playing, the way Gregg Berhalter sets up his team, the way he's so fucking dependent on Yazzie Zardes and Will Trapp, his Columbus Crew boys, like, dude, what is it? When I saw the team sheet, the official lineup, I was like, first of all, I fucking called it. I knew he was going to play Trapp and Zardes because he's obsessed with them. I have no idea why. I know Yazzie Zardes has had a pretty decent season so far in MLS. But, what's his name? Grant Wall did tweet this yesterday before the game when he saw the lineup as why Zardes was ahead of Josh Sargent. He said, if Josh Sargent is good enough to start in the Bundesliga, why is he not good enough to start for the USA? And I was like, dude, exactly right. That's exactly right. Josh Sargent, I know he's young, but he is starting games in the Bundesliga, which is one of the biggest leagues in the world. So why the fuck is he not starting in this big game against Mexico? A game where we really need to take it by the scruff of our neck, really get the team together and back in winning form. But instead, we just fucking go out with Zardes, who doesn't do literally nothing with the national team. He's absolutely atrocious, just like Will Trapp, giving balls away all night. The USA, like I said, USA was outclassed tactically the whole freaking night. I have, but I've never seen the USA play this bad as of recently. It's been a long time since the USA has lost this badly against a team who supposedly we're supposed to be on even terms with. Before the game, soccer media outlets and like sports media shit were typing this game up like, what, Mexico does lead the overall series back in the day, but now since the turn of the century, USA is now beating Mexico more than they are losing. And I was like, dude, we don't fucking need this pressure right now. We all know Mexico was in the same boat as we are. Where both of these nations were in similar boats. They were both trying to reinvent themselves, really trying to get better players, young players into their national team squads, really trying to improve themselves. And the only team who actually seems to go in the right direction is Mexico. They got Tata Martino, they got Irvin Lozano, they got Tecatito, who was freaking on fire last night. They got all these players coming up through the ranks, just like we do. But the only difference is they're taking better steps forward. They have Tata Martino, a guy who is so good tactically in the game, way better than Gregg Berhalter. And I think if the roles were reversed, the scoreline would also have been reversed. If Tata Martino was coaching USA and Berhalter was coaching Mexico last night, Tata Martino's side would have won because Tata Martino is a better manager tactically. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Gregg Berhalter has no idea. And here's an example right now. Watching the game last night, Gregg Berhalter was trying to play the beautiful game the beautiful way. Passing back, trying to keep possession. Okay, great. You can keep possession if you have midfielders who actually could keep possession in the fucking center of midfield. And instead of, we got Will Trapp here giving balls away time and time again all night. Mexico was playing high pressure all fucking night. They were pressuring the hell out of any player, any USA player who had the ball. And what did Gregg Berhalter do to counter this? All right, let's just keep playing our game, pass it back to Zach Steffen in goal, which granted, Zach Steffen is a really good goalkeeper with his feet. I think he does have, he can make good passes from his net. He is good with his feet, like I said. He's like the modern day goalkeeper, and he's only going to get better. But I don't really fault him for really giving the ball away a lot as he did last night, because he had no other choice. He had no other outlets, and he was told by Gregg Berhalter, I'm sure, to keep the ball short, play it short, don't kick it too long. We want to keep possession. Okay, great idea, but when you're being pressed out of your fucking mind by a team coming to you and you're a goalkeeper with the ball and all your defenders are blocked by Mexican players and there's nobody up front, what the fuck do? You just try to kick it and risk it. They kept passing back to the goalkeeper all night. The midfield would lose the ball and sometimes they'd win it back, and when they won it back, they were getting pressed, so they would turn around and pass it back to Walker Zimmerman or Miles Robinson, whoever the fuck was back there at the time. And then the defenders for the USA just passed it back to Zach Steffen, and Mexico just kept pressuring, following the ball with complete pressure. Perfect pressure, I'd say. You know, they played a high line against us. They played high pressure all night, man marked like crazy. Christian Pulisic could barely get a shot on goal because of the way he was always defended against. And when I watched Gregg Berhalter after halftime still go with the same tactical mind and vision, like, hey, let's just keep playing our game, pass it back to goalkeeper, and we'll play out the back. Okay, we can't. It obviously wasn't working in the first half. What the fuck is it gonna work in the second half? When Mexico is an even better and stronger team right now in the second half. They're just, oh god, I just don't fucking understand. Gregg Berhalter, I think, really needs to be looked at seriously by their federation in U.S. soccer. They need to look at him and be like, look, we got 2 fucking years left until we get to the World Cup. We got a good core of young players coming through the ranks who could appear in that World Cup if we fucking make it. And we need to have better direction right now. You know, Gregg Berhalter has done really nothing with the national team since he's come over and taken reins. He was barely made it to the Gold Cup final, I'd say, and obviously he lost it against Mexico because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He wanted to play Yazzie's Ours and shit. You know, I was watching this game with my girlfriend last night, and shout out to you, babe. We're watching this, and she's not, sorry, my allergies are insane today. We're watching this game, and she's not really too big into soccer, but she is learning more the more we watch games together. And she said last night, after the third goal, she was like, I think this is the worst game I've ever watched with you. And I was like, fuck yeah, it is. USA is absolutely atrocious tonight. And, sorry, God, fuck. She was making comments as well, like, oh my god, why did he get the ball? What's this guy doing? And I was like, yeah, that's Will fucking Trapp. He's trash. And I was just, the whole night, man, was just, the whole game was just terrible from the start. You know, I never picked USA to win this game. As if you guys watched my preview video that I posted before this game, I kind of predicted that USA would lose to Mexico, but I didn't think we would lose in this fashion. But yet, I'm also not surprised that we lost this way because of the direction we're going to right now. And the direction that we're going to as a country kind of scares me. You know, I don't have really high hopes for us in the future. And that's because of Gregg Berhalter. And I think, with all due respect, Gregg Berhalter, I think he's just not the guy to do it. You know, he's not cut out to be the manager here. He's a decent manager, but that's all he'll ever be. He's a decent manager. Okay? Dr. Martino, light years better tactically and a better manager overall than Gregg Berhalter will ever be. So we, as a nation, you know, the federation really needs to look into Gregg Berhalter seriously and consider the fact that, yeah, we got 2 years left to the World Cup and we've shown zero progress. If anything, we've regressed more. Relying on older players, relying on players from MLS who are really not cutting it and have not proved themselves on the national stage. Will Trapp, Yazzie's Zardes, Josie Altidore, Michael Bradley. These players need to get the fuck out. We have good young players coming through the ranks. Right now, let's use these international friendlies to help build them up and get them comfortable with the national team on the big stage. Why? I don't understand. Gregg Berhalter has been found out time and time again. He's only going to get found out even more. The next game we got now in a couple days on Tuesday is against Uruguay, and we all fucking know Uruguay is a better team than Mexico, and Uruguay is going to freaking annihilate us. Gregg Berhalter is going to be outclassed once again. And that just goes to show that if we do, by some miracle, make it to the 2022 World Cup, we're going to be destroyed by the likes of Spain, Germany, friggin' Belgium, Austria, Australia, all these teams, like, even subpar teams like Australia, like I said, Austria, Japan, they will all annihilate us because I'm sure they all are better tactically than Gregg Berhalter. We can have the best players in the world, but if we're not being led right, we're not going to go anywhere or win anything. So that's all I have to say. In a nutshell, I think Gregg Berhalter has run his course already. You know, it's a short course, but he's proved himself to be nothing but a regressor. He's regressed his national team even further than I thought we could be. He's made no improvements whatsoever. And if I'm wrong, you're joking, because I'm not fucking wrong. You guys know it as well. Berhalter out. And with that being said, I'm out now too. So, fuck this game. Fuck Gregg Berhalter. Fuck Trap and Bugs. Fuck y'all just starters. Was that too mean? Fuck it. Who cares? I'm angry, right? I'm angry. I'm allowed to be ranting because I'm a passionate American soccer fan. I want to see this team grow better and become a better team overall. Oh, one quick thing before I go. Josh Sargent had a penalty kick towards the end of the game. I was like, all right, let's get a consolation goal. But of course he misses it, and I don't blame him at all because he just came into the game as a substitute in the 75th minute. In this big game where we're already fucking losing, the team's already down. Like, what is he gonna do? He should have fucking started this game and really shown the team, like, yeah, we're going in a new direction. Forget Zardes. We have Josh Sargent right now. We don't need Altidore. We don't need Zardes. Let's go with a new attacking line and start. I think if he played the whole game and he had to take that penalty shot again, I think he would have been a little more confident than he was this time, because I feel like this time he was just subbed on. There was a foul and he was just thrown in to take a penalty kick. So I don't blame him for that. I blame, of course, Gregg Berhalter. But that's it. I'm getting the fuck out of here. My allergies are killing me. I gotta go buy some meds. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you guys thought about this game. What was the worst part for you? And do you agree with me that Gregg Berhalter needs to go from the national team? Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for kicking with me. And I'll see you next time. Peace.